Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're talking about these melt palettes. I have the original Gemini palette and the Gemini 2, which I picked up from the Sephora spring sales event. So I already touched on these a little bit in my VIB sale haul video, and in that video I used the original Gemini palette to create an eye look. So if you want to see a tutorial with this one, make sure you check out that Sephora VIB sale video. That way you can see the original Gemini palette in action. And then today I'm wearing the Gemini 2, so there will be a tutorial with this one in this video. Somehow, some way, you can get tutorials for both of these palettes on my channel. These palettes are, of course, currently available. I purchased them for $58 US a piece. I did grab them during the sale, so I did save a nice little bundle. I want to go in depth on both palettes. I'll show you close-ups, we'll do finger and brush swatches. And after using both of these palettes for the past several days, I just want to give you all my thoughts. So let's start with the original Gemini palette. First, let's take a close-up look at this outer packaging. You can see that the box and the palette itself do not have the exact same look, but they definitely have the same sort of feel. I like the imprinted roses on the outer box as sort of a nod to what's to come inside, which is this gorgeous, really richly, almost autumnally colored little rose illustration. And then inside we see that rose motif repeated around the mirror inside, as well as stamped into the actual eyeshadow pans themselves. Here's a closer look at what those eyeshadow pans look like. It's just the mattes that have these little designs in them. The shimmers are just straight up flat pans of eyeshadow. Now we're going to take a look at some swatches. Finger swatches are on top, and then each corresponding brush swatch is below. Just as a reminder, or if you are new to the channel, I always swatch my shadows on a bare arm. I do not use any primer for my swatches, and I always use a dry brush. I use the same flat eyeshadow brush for all my brush swatches, and I use a Veramona color switch in between each shade so that I can use the exact same brush for all of them. I try my best to make my swatches, my tutorials, my reviews as consistent as possible so that we can get some good information about the performance of these shadows in all these different sort of application situations. Now let's take a close-up look at the Gemini 2. Very similar styling with the Gemini 2, but this is a different illustration, and of course it's done in different colors. I like that they didn't just repeat the same packaging with a different colorway laid on top. I really like how personal and intentional these palettes feel. You can see that reflected too inside. When you look at the names of the shadows, it really seems like this is a very personal type of project. It's got people's names and things that seem relevant to the creator's life. So I always like that. It definitely makes me feel that nostalgia coming through and feel as more of a connection with my products. That might sound silly to you. Obviously, these are not living things, but I like feeling like there's a story and there's a purpose behind the reasons why these were selected. So I really get a good feeling about these, and the palettes themselves definitely feel like they are well made. They're very weighty, they're very luxurious. They have that nice mirror inside. They have a really sturdy, heavy-duty cardboard outer packaging and a sturdy magnetic closure. So from beginning to end, the feel of the packaging, the shade naming, obviously you can see here the performance of the shadows is very, very consistent across both of these Gemini palettes, across all of these different types of application methods. We're really seeing a lot of high quality performance across the board. And frankly, if I'm paying almost $60 for a palette, this is what I expect. Start to finish, high quality, intentional, purposeful products. I do wish that there were more shimmers. Both palettes have 8 mattes and 2 shimmers, so I am missing just a little bit more shimmer. I'm a shimmer girl myself, so I've been adding in my own shimmer shades or using my highlighter to supplement. That's really my only complaint formula-wise. Now that you've seen both of those palettes close up, you've seen the swatches, I want to show you an eyeshadow look using the Gemini 2 palette, since you've already seen the original Gemini in my Sephora video, and then I'll wrap up all my thoughts at the end. I'm a little bit surprised on how my opinion has formed after using these two palettes over the past several days. I was much more intrigued by this Gemini 2 color story. I love the mix of pinks and greens. I love how it's sort of a vampy, romantic type of color story. But I have to say, after using both of these separately and together, I have honestly been reaching for the original Gemini more, just because there's more color variety. There's more of a contrast. There's more of a range of light, medium, and deep colors. I just feel like I have an easier time creating a wider variety of looks if I'm using just one palette to reach for this Gemini palette. I do find that there's just not quite enough variety in the shades. These greens all sort of look the same on my eye, same with these lighter pinks. I really wish that I had just a little bit more contrast here. I wish that one of these lighter pink shades was a light shimmer. That is what I feel like I'm missing in this palette. And I do think that the matte black shade that's in the original Gemini would be really well suited in this palette, just for me personally. I love the color story. The performance for both of these palettes is absolutely top notch. I do think that Melt Cosmetics makes some of the best high-end matte shadow shades that are on the market right now. Mattes are something that I struggle with quite a bit. I've seen in the comments that a lot of you feel the same way, to the point where I was struggling with some of the matte shades in my Huda color block video. I remember somebody commenting saying like, oh, all high-end mattes are like that. And it is a really common issue. Never never have I had that issue with a single Melt Cosmetics palette. I haven't tried every single palette that they've ever made. I do have probably 5 or 6 of their palettes, and I've never had an issue with my mattes not sticking, not blending well together, not layering well with the shimmers. I always have a absolute top-notch performance from my Melt Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes. Their shimmers are great too, but I do think their mattes are their standout product, which is great because these palettes are almost entirely matte. So I like both. If I was just going to pick one to use for an eye look, I would reach for the original Gemini. But when I use these together, I find that the stories are so complementary. The colors just work really beautifully together. So it's not that I don't like Gemini 2. I just see it as an add-on to their original Gemini. For the type of looks that I prefer to create and wear myself, I think these work best together. Now's the time when I want to hear what you think about these palettes. Have you tried them? Are they on your wish list? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Yada yada yada. I need some more coffee. Still love the lifter gloss. I know we're not talking about the lifter gloss in this video, but this looks and feels like a high-end lip product. This is better than at least half the high-end lip products I have in my collection. Just saying. Just saying. Look how cute these little bee earrings are. I thought they were cute. I don't know. Instead of going full matchy-matchy, I thought it kind of went with the theme, you know? Get it? Flowers, bees. I don't know. I don't know. Love bees, do not love wasps. I'm not saying that we should eradicate all wasps. I'm sure they do something. I just don't know what it is. Other than just be really mean and build their nests in really inconvenient places around my house. No offense if you're a wasp lover, but I don't think that's a thing. Maybe it is. What do I know? The world's a big place. All right. We are cruising through the day, my friends. Cruising through the day. This is your sign. If you have just had somebody pop into your head who you haven't talked to in a while, this is your sign. Just say hi to them. Tell them you were thinking about them. It'll make them feel good. So go say hi to somebody. Tell them that you love them, you miss them, you were thinking of them, or whatever it may be, because that always feels nice, and I think it would be good. It feels good to do that too, so you know, it's a good practice. It's a good thing to practice. Oh man, I do love a dark vampy eye look. I really do. Okay, I'm gonna go make some lunch. Hungry. You guys hungry? I need a little something. I think I'm gonna make a black bean burger. Put a little guacamole on it. Doesn't that sound good? Oh, that sounds good to me. Okay, I'm really hungry. I gotta go now. I love your face so much, and I hope you have a great day, and I will see you later after I eat a black bean burger. Okay, bye!